a servant of Allah or a servant of the Most Merciful. Again, even when the Prophet ﷺ mentioned these two, he mentions Abdullah first and then Abdurrahman. And if we look at the two names in any case, whether in the verse in Surah Al-Isra or in this hadith, we should note that Ar-Rahman addresses issues of mercy. And we'll be looking at that in more detail when we get to the name Ar-Rahman. But fundamentally, it is a derivative of Rahmah, or mercy. And that is the essential meaning of the name Ar-Rahman. It may be mercy in its comprehensive sense, that it encompasses all of His creation, and there are other aspects of His mercy, but essentially it is mercy. Whereas, say, the attribute of might and power, this is not represented in Ar-Rahman. Whereas in the name Allah, it is represented. The might and the power is there in Allah. The Qudra and the Izzah. This is found in the name Allah. Just as also mercy, beneficence, all of that is found. If we go on to the seventh argument, that is a linguistic argument of uniqueness to the term Allah. In that, you can find the term Allah when used with the particle of address. In Arabic, when you're addressing somebody, you use the particle ya, which means in English, O. It's in Old English. Modern English doesn't really use it very much. But it existed in Old English. In Arabic, it is a standard feature of the language, ya. Now, if you use ya before Ar-Rahman, or ya before Ar-Rahim, two other names of Allah, and all the other names, you must drop the definite article. So you have to say, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. You can't say, Ya Ar-Rahman, Ya Ar-Rahim. This is not linguistically correct. But when you put that article, or particle, Ya, before Allah, you still say, Ya Allah. You don't say, Ya Allah. Yeah? People might mispronounce and say that, but the correct way is Ya Allah. But you will say Ya Rahman and Ya Rahim. So this is a linguistic, unique part or concept with regards to Allah. The eighth argument and final argument is that the name Allah has been given a special place of honor, in that the universal declaration of faith, La ilaha illallah. There is no God worthy of worship but Allah. Allah's name, that same name, becomes the one used in the universal declaration. In the universal declaration. So that puts it on that special level, because that universal declaration is the key to the next life. Paradise in the next life, success for this life, depends on that particular declaration of faith. So that becomes also a part and parcel of the argument for the name Allah to be one of the, but the greatest name of Allah. With that, dear viewers, we're going to take a brief break, and we'll be coming back after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
When you are weak and the road seems long, remember, just remember, seek strength from the strong. When you are weak and the road seems long, remember, just remember, seek strength from the strong.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah. We'd like to welcome you back to our program in the names of Allah. And in the first part of the program, we completed looking at the evidences used to establish the name Allah as being the greatest name of Allah. It is the name by which all of the other names become descriptive terms. They are used to describe Allah. Allah's name is not used to describe the other names. So it is the most fundamental name of Allah. And we said in terms of its meaning that it is the most comprehensive, in that the meanings of all of the other names are found within the name Allah. Whereas each and every other name has particular aspects of Allah's attributes that they focus on. And they don't necessarily include other attributes. Sometimes they may include more than one, but they're not comprehensive in the sense of including all other attributes. That can only be said about Allah. Now, the origin of the term Allah is again an issue of dispute among scholars, although the general position held, and this is the same position you will find in Lisan al-Arab, which is considered to be the most authentic and authoritative dictionary, a very extensive dictionary containing many, many volumes. The position held there is that Allah is a contraction from Al-Ilah. Al-Ilah, which means the God, right? Ilah meaning God or object of worship. When you put Al before it, then you specify it as being definite, the one and only God. Now, in terms of its application, relative to us as human beings, of course, this name, we call on Allah with this name. We worship Him by seeking His help, seeking His guidance, etc., using this name. And Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, in order to bind us to this name and keep Allah constantly in our day-to-day lives, He made the Basmala, that is saying Bismillah, or in the name of Allah, He made it a supplication which we are encouraged to say before any act of significance that we have to do, using Allah's name. Also, what He has done in our daily acts of worship, whether they be formal or informal, whether we're praising Allah or whether we're calling on Him for a need, was also to include Allahumma, O Allah, in these various daily prayers. So what we'll be doing over the next few episodes is looking at the various circumstances in our day-to-day lives wherein Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam prescribed